Beautiful boxing fans, Daniel Jacobs, the former champion of the world and the former Canelo opponent. The man fought Canelo and gave him a good fight, but Canelo displayed his unbelievable. Why do I look red? Oh no. Is this better? Nonetheless, let's get back to it, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel Jacobs, listen, he gave Canelo a very good fight, but Canelo showed his unbelievable defense that night. And with me watching all the tape available on Canelo in the past month leading up to this fight, the best Canelo I have ever seen is Canelo at 160. He's so fast, he's so much faster than what he is now. His feet used to be way lighter. His head movement was way sharper. I mean, listen. Look at Canelo versus Munguia and look at Canelo versus Danny Jacobs. Two completely different Canelos. I mean, Canelo versus Munguia had more presence, he was more powerful. But Canelo versus Danny Jacobs was way more complete because he was still hitting hard, but he was way faster. And listen, I mean, he was younger. I mean, listen, a 30-year-old man is different than a 35-year-old man. So, especially in boxing years, you're talking about 30 versus 35 in boxing years. 5 years in boxing is like 25 years, or like, it's like way more years. Boxing years in comparison to years in real life. Because of the damage you take and because of the wear and tear, even if you don't take a lot of damage, but because all of the miles you're running, all of the training you're doing, all of the grueling things you're putting your body through, but nonetheless, Canelo was unbelievable versus Danny Jacobs. But Danny Jacobs just came out, ladies and gentlemen, he just came out, beautiful people, and he gave his opinion about this unbelievable, iconic, historic, once-in-a-lifetime showdown between two all-time greats, two legends, and two of the greatest fighters my eyes ever saw. And this is a fact for me. Because of how much tape I've watched from both men, my respect for them grew exponentially, especially after watching both of them operate. I've watched literally every butt fight available on YouTube and every Canelo fight available on YouTube, but especially that Canelo versus Munguia fight. There's something about that fight, and I'm gonna post a video about it. Some things that people missed. But let's get into Danny Jacobs' prediction and breakdown. The man, listen. The man made some crazy points, he made some good points, he made a lot of points. So let's listen to what the man had to say and let's react, beautiful boxing fans.
I would say Crawford wins the fight based off of the skill set. That's the first and foremost. I think the biggest worry for me when it comes to that is just the size difference. Because obviously, great Mike Tyson said, you have a game plan until you actually get in there and you get hit, and then that changes the whole outcome of the fight. So I'm hoping that he's able to endure what Canelo's going to bring, but I think he has the skill set to be able to be like eluding all of the big shots and hit, not get hit. What does brother Nassim say? He has the most famous quote: "Swim without getting wet." And so I believe if Crawford could be that the night of the fight, I think he'll be successful. I think it'll be a big shot, but not to the ones that know, right? Canelo is the man. Like, take nothing away from him, right? But I mean, if you really look at skill set, not putting in the factors of weight and power, I think we kind of got to lead with Crawford, being that he's so diverse. The dynamic of what he brings to the table is very versatile. He can switch. He not just switch stance. I mean, he can switch style. He can switch aggression. He can be elusive. He can be,
That's true.
So he's very multifaceted when it comes to what all.
So this is what basically Danny Jacobs is talking about. He's talking about the skill of Bud Crawford. And listen, Danny Jacobs, the man's been knowing Bud Crawford for years, and the man actually shared the ring with Canelo. Now let me tell you this. Hear me out, beautiful people. Hear me out, beautiful boxing fans. When you talk about this fight, I don't think that the power will be the X factor. I don't think this is me talking based on everything I have watched from Canelo and Bud all the tape I have watched. Yes, both men hit hard. Yes, both men are like, they demand respect, their presence in the ring. Both men got great defense. Both men got excellent punch selection. And both men's IQs, unlike anything you will ever see. But, you know what I think this fight comes down to, beautiful people? I don't think this fight comes down to power, because they both got a chin and they both can crack. Even though Canelo, I believe, got the better chin. But I believe this fight will come down to skills. And both men got elite, all-time great level of skills. Hear me out. If Canelo, you know Canelo is not the hardest puncher in the world. I'm going to post a video about it. I heard interviews of all Canelo's former opponents rating his power, and they all said pretty much the same thing. That Canelo, because he sits down and he throws his punches with everything, he does have power. But he doesn't have this natural power like Beterbiev, where he touches you and you're like, oh my God. And there's a reason why, you know, Canelo hasn't had a lot of knockouts in the past 8 years. Even though most men he fought, they have been knocked out before, but he couldn't knock them out. Like, for example, Berlanga got destroyed by Shiraz. Canelo didn't knock him out. William Skull was out on his feet for the second half of the Shishkin fight. Like, every punch he was getting hit with, the man was out on his feet. But Canelo, and he was running in that fight too. But Canelo couldn't hurt him. Charlo, you know, Charlo, my goodness, he fought like an absolute coward. John Wilder, Canelo couldn't stop him. But John Wilder got knocked out cold by Nick Blackwell. Not even a world level fighter, not even a British level fighter, but a European level fighter. Nick Blackwell, the man who Chris Eubank gave him, God bless him, the man who Chris Eubank gave him brain damage. But, you know, there's a reason why these guys aren't getting knocked out by Canelo. I mean, yes, stars do make fights, and yes, Canelo, but this is what I have seen from Canelo, like in the past few years, especially moving up, because this is natural, ladies and gentlemen. The more weights you move up, of course, listen, a puncher is a puncher. I guarantee you, Crawford, when he hits Canelo, I guarantee you Canelo will be like, this guy hits like a girl. Of course not. When a puncher hits you, you're gonna feel it. But the more weights you go up, the less effective your power will be. Why? Because you're fighting men who are used to getting hit by bigger guys, and you're fighting men with simply bigger stature than the men who you've been knocking out. And same thing goes for Canelo, and same thing goes for Crawford. And if you actually look at them, Crawford started as a 35-pounder, Canelo started as a 40-pounder. You know what I mean? Like, Canelo and Crawford, even though Canelo is the undisputed 168-pound champion and Crawford was the undisputed 147-pound champion, but both of them, their body types, both of them don't have like this bodybuilder type. Both of them aren't like skinny like Hamza Shiraz. Both of them are well built. They are slim, but they are muscular, and they are ripped. Like, they're like outside of camp, Canelo is not fat. Outside of camp, Crawford is not fat. And deep into training camp, they are both absolutely ripped. You know what I mean? And they're both around the same height. Crawford might be a bit taller, and Crawford does have longer arms. So, like, you're talking about like small, very small differences when you talk about their body type. But listen to this. You know what's also neck and neck when it comes to similarities? Their skill level. Their skills are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Truly, truly, some of the best skills and some of the most complete arsenals I have ever seen in all my years of watching combat sports, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, if you think that Canelo is just a flat-footed pressure fighter, then you haven't watched him closely. And if you think that Bud Crawford, I don't know what criticism people have for Bud Crawford. If you think that Bud Crawford isn't as good as advertised, then you simply haven't watched much of Bud Crawford. I promise you, and I'm telling you, and I look orange in this video now. because the sun is setting and the scar lighting isn't the best. But nonetheless, getting back to what we're talking about, this fight is unbelievable. Unbelievable! I keep playing this fight in my head, and this fight is a 50-50 fight if there was ever a 50-50 fight. Not because of the size, because Canelo got the size. Not because of this, not because of that, not because of the resume, not because of the name, not because of the recognition, but simply because of the skills. Both men are so skilled that it's crazy. It is absolutely insane how skilled both men are. And not only are they skilled, but like I said before, and I'll keep saying this in every single one of my videos, Crawford and Canelo are probably the two greatest fighters my eyes ever saw. Simple. And I've been watching sports, combat sports, for over a decade. Not much to be said.